What's up everyone, Adam from Cape Crawlers, and today we're checking out the Holmes Hobbies brushed motor upgrade for the Traxxas TRX4M. Welcome back to the channel everybody. Today we're going to do some motor comparisons. We're going to swap motors in old Creamsicle here. Creamsicle, if you're not familiar with this build, is running the Injora Pro brushed motor, the 48 turn brushed motor that came out not too long ago. I like this motor a lot, and it's worked great. It's also running the Traxxas crawler gears, so I've got the really low ratio gear set in it and the upgraded brushed motor, and it's working great, but I'm excited to try something different. Got my hands on the Holmes Hobbies Torquemaster Mini. This is a 66 turn brushed motor, still a 180 sized, same size canister wise as the stock motor and the Injora motor that we're going to be replacing and comparing it against. But I've heard really good things about these motors. Holmes Hobbies makes great motors in general, so I'm stoked to try out the Torquemaster Mini for the TRX4M. So let's jump into this comparison. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to kick this off. We're going to do some baseline runs. I'm going to do some crawling runs on our indoor course. And then I'm going to do some speed runs so we can gauge the wheel speed. And then I might throw in a couple other tests. We'll see. So let's jump in and check out Creamsicle in its current state. We'll do some baseline runs and then we'll get to swapping the motors. Let's check it out. So let's kick this off with some baseline speed runs. So we're going to be going up against my son's Deadbolt here. This has an upgraded 88 turn motor from Little Guy Racing Parts. So let's do some comparisons here for speed. Deadbolt slightly faster. Now let's do some crawling tests. So also, if you're familiar with the Creamsicle build, you might notice I changed my tires too. So I'm running these new Injora all-terrain 58mm tires. They look super scale on here. Anxious to see how they do as well. But focus on the motors in this video. I'm going to look at low speed crawling performance and also wheel speed going up and over some challenge lines. The Injora is a great motor, so I feel like it has set the bar pretty high. So it'll be interesting to see the comparison. Got lots of wheel speed to get up and over the canyon. Now let's drop into our challenge lines here. We'll hit up the escalator first. An impressive start to this obstacle, getting up and over that gatekeeper very easy. It's a massive front end lift there though. The Injora motor lets me creep up that very slow and controlled. Over here we're going to do the chute. Nice and smooth up that as well. Now Hell's Gate. It's going to test some control and wheel speed here. It's a good run. So those were our 3 baseline tests. We did a speed run against a control rig, the Deadbolt. We did some crawling runs on the indoor course. And then I took my smartphone and I put it on the roof of the Bronco and we used an accelerometer to measure the acceleration. So using those 3 baseline tests, now we've got a good foundation to build on. So let's make our motor swap now. So let's take a quick look at this thing. So the Holmes Hobbies 180 66 turn, very simplistic design, all black metal case, just has the Holmes 160 66 turn printed on the face of it. It's got the metal, looks like brass pinion gear already pressed onto it. Installing this is interesting. It's got the two-pronged connectors, so we will have to be cognizant of how we connect this thing. What I am going to do, I've got some red tape. When we identify which is the positive and negative wire, I'm going to mark it with red tape so I don't screw anything up in the future. Now generally, the lower the turn, the faster the motor is. So we're taking out a 48 turn going to the 66 turn. So I'm anticipating less top speed, but smoother performance. I think we'll notice it on the crawler course, seat of the pants, or finger feel. Let's not use that one. Or trigger finger. You know what I mean. Anecdotally, how's that? But let's get this thing installed and then we'll do our tests again to see if those theories prove correct. So let's jump in and check it out. Okay, here we are with the upgraded motors. We've got the Holmes Hobbies 66 turn in creamsicle now, going up against the deadbolt control. Remember, the deadbolt got the Bronco by about a car length last time. So let's see how it is with the new motor. So the 66 turn is significantly slower. Holmes Hobbies motor on the course. Let's check it out. So we saw that we lost some wheel speed. Let's see how this thing crawls. I can tell you that firsthand it feels significantly smoother. It's very, very smooth off the bottom. That Pro motor is a little jumpy. It's very snappy. And I'm very impressed with the smoothness of this new motor. This also has an improved drag brake, which I'm anxious to see if I can demonstrate that. To give it a hand there. Yeah, this motor feels so smooth. The drag brake settings on the stock ESC in crawler mode have a pretty aggressive drag brake, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to demonstrate that. The motor is very quiet, barely makes any noise. Got a good snap to get up and over that. The smoothness really allows me to creep up that line and control that lift for a good run. Try to shoot. Very nice. Now Hell's Gate. Very clean run up Hell's Gate. Probably the best Creamsicle has ever done. That was impressive. I am very impressed with the Holmes Hobbies motor here. From a driving perspective, it just feels so smooth and controlled. Look at the slow speed, almost brushless capability there. So impressive. The drag brake is strong on it. I don't know if it's noticeably stronger than on the Injora, but it's definitely stronger than stock. Even though we lost top speed, I still feel like it has plenty of wheel speed to get up and over the things that I needed to. Certainly suits my driving style. He's got plenty of punch there. Yeah, nice pep to it. Not as snappy as the Injora, but still very effective. All right, I'm impressed, guys. I'm going to hit the bench. I'm going to wrap this up, give you my final thoughts. But first impressions, I'm impressed by this motor upgrade. So let's talk about the results. So we broke this down into 3 components, like I said earlier. Let's talk about the speed, acceleration, and then crawling. So not surprisingly, the 66 turn was noticeably slower than the 48 turn that we took out. As I said earlier, generally the lower the turn count on the motor, the higher the speed. Now going from the 48 turn to the 66, we did lose speed. Now what was interesting is that even though we lost top end speed by a pretty significant margin, the Holmes Hobbies 66 turn was actually faster in a true acceleration, coming in at 9.74 meters per second, beating the Injora 48 turn, which was 9.69 meters per second. So even though we're only talking 0.05 meters per second, it's still pretty cool to see that the 66 turn motor accelerates as hard, even just a little bit harder than the 48 turn did. Now getting into real world performance, this is where I think the 66 turn really shined. From a driving perspective, it really felt nearly brushless in terms of slow speed control and the smoothness and just the linear nature of the power band. Despite not having the same amount of wheel speed as the 48 turn did, it more than made up for it in overall smoothness and just better driving feel. And I still had enough punch to get up and over the challenging obstacles and the gatekeepers and things on the indoor course. So I was very impressed with the performance of the motor. So final thoughts on the Holmes Hobbies Torquemaster Mini for the TRX4M. I think this is bargain performance. This motor is $16. You don't need any ancillary modifications. It's a true drop in and go. Combine this with the $5 gear set from Traxxas with the crawler gear ratio, and you have got a significantly capable rig with tons of torque, tons of slow speed control. It will vastly transform your TRX4M if you were looking for a slow speed crawler. Now in terms of wheel speed, just know that this is not the fastest drop-in brushed motor that you can get. The 48 turn from Injora, the Pro motor, is indeed faster from a top speed and wheel speed perspective, but at 66 turns, this is going to be faster than the stock Traxxas motor. So going to this motor will be an upgrade in speed over the stock setup. But overall, I'm really impressed with it, really like it, and this motor is going to stay in Creamsicle for the time being. I'm super pumped with it. But let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the Torquemaster Mini? And if there's any other motors that I should check out, let me know also. I'm happy to do more of these tests. I'll put the link in the description for this motor if you want to check it out. And as always, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so. And also be sure to check out our new merch line. Get shirts like this and many more at our website. I'll also link that down below. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.